The views and opinions of the King Life podcast do not reflect the views and opinions of WWSU Radio, Wright State University, nor their entities.
Hello, people, and welcome to the 8th edition of the King Life podcast with yours truly, Josiah Willis, alongside my co-host and good friend, Anthony Lombardo.
Hey guys.
Today we will discuss our tales of celebrating the holiday known as Halloween.
It's the spooky season. There's all types of skeletons and all this stuff happening. But yeah, what you been doing? You watching any Halloween movies? Or
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
which one?
Recently, I saw Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends.
Yes, the latest Michael Myers franchise or trilogy or whatever they want to call it. I recently saw that through Peacock last Saturday.
Nice. Was it any good?
Sucked.
Oh.
Oh, it was bad.
Oh.
It had eggs on it. Like I was like smelling eggs, like boiled rotten eggs. If I had be on Rotten Tomatoes, I'd give them a 50%. Yes, I'll go right here and do all that. I'll be on Rotten Tomatoes and I'll be a movie critic myself because that movie was bad. Suda.
What was bad with it?
The plot. I don't like the plot. I didn't enjoy the direction they went with this. I like the idea to some degree because it's interesting and creative, but at the same time, entirely, it didn't make no sense.
Really?
It didn't make no sense. No. If you have seen the previous Michael Myers films, you know for a fact Michael Myers, for one, does not care about nobody. And he don't let nobody get away by the fact that he sees the same eyes that he had for himself to someone else.
I never watched the Halloween movies.
So well, if you know Michael Myers is, he just, it don't matter who you are. Safe to say, you might be left for dead.
Okay.
I'll just say that.
Okay.
Yes. So my overall review, nah, I didn't like it.
Well, L to Halloween Ends, I guess.
Yeah, I remember my friend Caleb was recently, he was talking about this. He was like, bro, I don't know if that movie is worth going to see in the theaters. And I was like, but I kind of want to see it in the theaters because last year I watched Halloween Kills. And Halloween Kills.
Wasn't that not great either?
No.
Then why?
Bro, listen. The newest Halloween movie, they came out in 2018. Then Halloween Kills from last year. And that was supposed to come around in a pandemic, but then COVID had hit around 2020, right? So in 2021, they released Halloween Kills. I watched that in the movie theaters, and every kill, the reason why it was bad to me was because, well, I'll say it was mixed. It had some moments where it was good.
All right.
The problem was every kill felt so predictable.
Isn't that just slashers?
That can be, you can say just slashers, but it depends on how they're built towards someone actually dying. Now, it felt like in Halloween Kills, everybody was like, Michael Myers, we know about the history of you. You might as well just kill me. And it's just like, why are you allowing this guy to kill you? Aren't you going to run and try to escape and then call the popo or the ambulance and call the ambulance? Just call someone, you know what I mean? Like,
call your grandma
yeah.
so you're dying.
Yes, because he's on a rampage, and it's just like he's allowing people to kill. Even towards the end of that film, I'm sorry for spoiling this, you guys, but it came out in 2021. You should have saw it last year. The thing is this. Halloween Kills, towards the end of that movie, they had this plan. One of the plans was Tommy Doyle gather up everybody that he knew in I think around Haddonfield, or I think it's Haddonfield, Illinois, is where they're from. And he pretty much gathers every single body that was tormented by Michael Myers over the years, even as a child to this day, and that have gone through traumatic experiences. And the plan was, go ahead, bro.
I did zone out for a little bit. What?
No, you're okay.
But even as a child, I don't recall what you were talking about.
What I'm saying is Tommy Doyle himself was a child. and Michael Myers came trying to kill his babysitter when he was a little boy. Halloween has been out since the late 70s.
Well,
yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, do I need context to understand like what that means for why Michael Myers is doing that, or is that just
Basically, they had set up a plan to kill. Tommy Doyle, who was betrayed by Anthony Michael Hall and Halloween Kills, led a group of pretty much people who wanted to outright kill Michael Myers, just beat him to death, have their weapons, kill them with guns. So yeah, towards the end, they ended up doing that, and apparently, you would have had thought as a viewer that Michael Myers officially was going to be brought down through a slaughter. After all these years of tormenting, killing people, being a mass slasher, as you would say. They end up doing that, but they made it to where even after you just beat him and hit him with weapons and whatnot, he survived it all, got up, and just slashed literally everybody, including Tommy Doyle, who's now as a grown man. So the film itself was just like, they even made it to where they killed Laurie Strode's daughter, and she's not even in the Halloween ends film. So
just mid film?
Yeah, mid film. There's just
Damn.
so many different things going on with that film, and it was just there's things that made sense and there were things that didn't make too much sense. My biggest critique about Halloween Ends in general was the fact that they didn't go as far as to I will say they didn't show enough Michael Myers throughout the latest one, and that's why it didn't turn out to be great for me.
Okay.
As far as my review.
Well, on the topic of Michael Myers and all that Halloween type jazz, we were going to have this episode be about Halloween stories, right?
Yep.
You got anything good to share?
Yeah. So I want to start off by kind of like taking it back down to memory lane. When I was younger, me and my brother decided it was kind of weird because I remember we stayed around here in Norwood. It's when I'm from Cincinnati, you guys. Just so you guys know, Cincinnati, Ohio is where I'm homegrown born. And me and my brother, while being there, we was part of this karate program for whatever reason.
Karate?
Yeah, we actually took karate.
Make you do that?
My brother's grandfather on his dad's side had us do that. And it was interesting. We didn't learn too much about karate while we was there, but I guess we came around as students and just looked at things and whatnot, but we never really got to officially learn like the arts and the basics of what comes with karate around that time.
What belt did you make it to?
I don't think we even wore a belt. I think we only had like a white belt. We never had like a black belt, no red, yellow, green, blue.
So you did this for like no time then.
I guess
because you're supposed to move up through belts, but you just didn't. How many times did you go?
Probably 2-3 times.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yes, me and him didn't do nothing, but I just remember, for my first time actually going on Halloween trick or treating, me and my brother actually my mama decided we should wear those as our costumes. Idea. It was a smart idea, really. Yeah. Save her some money. She don't gotta worry about buying the extra superhero suits or villain costumes, and then we just wore that for Halloween.
Yeah.
This had to be around the time when I was in probably the first or second grade. So, yeah. So I remember we stayed around here in Norwood. We didn't have like no really good suburban area, so it was just kind of like very. I don't know how to describe the area, but it was just very not sure. It was casual, but it wasn't like anything that you would go, man, it looks miraculous where you stay at. It was just a very kind of like big, small, medium in between.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the way we live, like where we lived at, as far as our
So it's
scene.
So it's. I'm confused.
Yeah, me too. I don't know why I even went that route.
Okay.
But my point I'm trying to get at, you guys, I apologize. I take everybody off of left field. From time to time, me and him decided to go Halloween one day as karate guys. And we went out, and it was a pretty solid experience, I must say. We just went around and, did the usual trick-or-treating as karate guys. And we're like, yeah, and then that's chocolate. You know what I'm saying? And then you get in your sours and your patches and all this type of stuff.
Sours and the patches.
Yeah, man, it's good, bro. So we're just going around from time to time. I think we got I don't know if we got a ride, but I just remember us just walking around everywhere. So it was, for that story alone, wasn't much to anything that I can detail about it. But what was noteworthy here was the fact that for the first time I actually went Halloween trick-or-treating, I went as a guy who wore a karate outfit. So that's one.
Yeah, I remember I was big into like V for Vendetta and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And for all the Halloweens before, that was, God, was it high school or was it middle school? I don't know. But all those Halloweens, I was dressing up as like Batman for like multiple years in a row because it's what costume I had and whatever.
Funny.
Not that my parents were like making me do that, but like I just couldn't think of a costume, and to be honest, I didn't care.
Right.
But for a while, I was like, man, I want a new costume. So I was thinking, I was watching this movie, V for Vendetta. I didn't get it from that. I got it from the anonymous hacker group type thing. But I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. And I did that, which was awesome. And then later on, I got to a plague mask, and that one spooked my mom, the plague mask, because it's just weird looking.
Yeah, I remember seeing that too coming up. That was. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, low key, that was kind of creepy when you see those masks back then. But now it's like, I mean,
the whole idea is that it's supposed to like spook people, right?
Yeah.
My mom didn't like it though. She thought it was weird.
She probably was like, "You're a monster."
Not gonna lie, it made me like it more because I was like, "Yeah, I spooked her."
Spooked her, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the goal you want to do with Halloween. You're going to try your best to just scare the living heck out of someone, and I think that's what is designed to do. Besides everyone going around talking about trick or treat, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care, and then you know the rest. So.
No, I don't. I never said that.
You never heard us?
No, I just said trick or treat. No.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a song for it.
Oh.
Trick or treat.
News.
Give me something good to eat.
Well, you don't need to recite it.
If you don't.
Okay.
I don't care.
Anyway.
I'll just put down your underwear.
My.
That's what happened. I'm sorry. I had to do the story. I mean the song.
That's
for
fine.
It, whatever.
But growing up, I wasn't actually too big into scaring people. I was a good boy. So I just asked trick or treat and went on with my day because I don't know. I didn't have the type of people around me that would be too big onto doing all types of stuff and all that. High school it got a little better because I had more closer friends. But aside from that,
Nice. I do have another story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Right.
So this is kind of like probably 2-3 years after that first Halloween experience. I think around that time, my mom was just like, okay, let's celebrate Halloween again. But I think as time went on, we ended up doing more of like some Halloween night stuff. Transition from doing Halloween or certain evil activities, I guess.
Evil.
But whatever,
Okay.
like evil, like mysterious.
Ooh.
But seriously, but I remember before that all happened, we stayed around here at an apartment. And me and my brother went out. I forget what his costume was. But I remember I had somewhat of I just wore usual clothes, and all the while, only thing I had for a costume was a Transformers mask. That's all I had. Literally, I had a Transformers mask.
Nothing else.
And
Not
nothing
a shirt,
else.
Nothing.
Nothing. It was like, okay, cool. I probably may have took a shirt or a cover and used it for a cape or something to go outside.
No, the Transformers.
You know what I'm saying?
cape.
Transformers cape. So, just went out and he was getting, like I said, just going around getting candy. Not a lot around that time, but it made up the most for it because later on that day, and I don't know why my mom decided to do this, but love you, Mom. If you're hearing this, Mother, I love you so, so much. But we came back, and then later on that day, my mom decided, okay, your cousin, our cousin Kenya, was going to come and pick us up alongside his daughters, and he was and so she said, okay, we'll go right here and make sure that I'll prep Josiah and I'll prep my brother Jazel, and so we're getting prepped up and whatnot. My mom has a decision to have us go, as I don't know, probably churchmen or something. I think we went in as churchmen. I think we was wearing like suits, and she She had
What's
us.
that got to do with
Where,
church?
I don't know. No, it had nothing to do with church. It just, I don't know what our costume was. I just remember her taking some makeup and writing like she just put like a mustache over my face. Yup,
Church
it just
man.
decided, church man. I'm a church man. My brother's a church man. I don't know if we were church men to begin with. We probably may have been something else. Probably just groomy
So
dress.
you had a suit and a fake mustache, and that was the outfit? Wow.
It was just that, and then we had some suit, and we had a suit and some casual, just looking wear.
Was it a suit you already had, or did she like get a special suit?
Good question.
Did you borrow a suit?
I think it may have been borrowed. No, it was something we probably had already had.
Okay, that.
Just took that and just made it
Why?
into a costume.
Why was that the what?
Because we had anything to wear. We had no costume, so
Wear
she
a
just
cape
kind of like
and act like I
got
don't know.
creative or something.
Act
could
like
wear-
not church man.
I don't know if I
Anything
was a
but
church man or
church man.
not. I ain't trying to push religion or nothing, but my mom was not religious. She's not religious. I mean, I don't know. Mom got to ask you a question later on in some days.
Maybe she was just playing with you. I don't know.
I don't know, but it was an interesting costume, I will say. So later on that day, we go trick or treating. It was nice. We go around getting all your usual candy, your Skittles, your Starbursts, your chocolates. Like I said, I love my chocolates. I'm black, okay? So we ended up going by this particular haunted house where we see like these people in costumes, but we don't know it's people in costumes. We were thinking that it's statues.
Statues.
We're thinking that it's statues. We're not thinking somebody's going to move. So I'm seeing this guy and then this other guy, and they're wearing like these different like sinister costumes. I want to say they were like really like evil or dark or anything.
Was it really convincing?
It was convincing to the fact that I didn't think that they were real. I thought they were
Okay.
like just stick fitters, just standing there. I didn't know if they were just. I thought they were like just people you would like props you would put out outside of your haunted house. That were just bought from a store. I didn't know that was a real person standing right in front of me, or this was right here, or behind me, or whatever.
That's
I said.
funny.
So we're going around. We get our candy, and once again, my cousin Kenya. So the we I'm referring to is me, my brother, and my cousins. And our cousin Kenya is their father. So as we proceed to get our cane from that haunted house, there's a wolf that comes somewhere from either the haunted house or the hallway. I guess he was affiliated with the house somewhat, and we saw him, and he chases after us.
Like,
And-
hang on. What type of
Yes.
wolf are we talking?
I'm talking about a dude that came out with a costume, with a full
Okay.
wolf costume.
Okay,
No,
I
not a
was
legit wolf.
confused.
If it was a legit wolf, oh yeah, I'm running for my life. I don't even care if you my brother, you my cousins. I'm leaving all y'all. Like it's all
Throwing them at the
it's
wolf.
for me. Yes, my life matters more so than y'all. I'm sorry. Like
Dang,
I got a purpose. So
Okay, church man.
I'm joking, right? So no, but in all seriousness, we get inside the car, and then the guy who is in the wolf costume sees us, and we're in the back of the car, and he continuously runs and chases after us. All the while we're like, and we're screaming while we're in the car, and our cousin Ken, who was driving in the car, is cracking up. He's laughing at the fact that we're all getting scared, and we're like legit, be like, who was this wolf guy? Who was he coming after us? And we realized it was just fun, but it made up for what happened earlier during that day, whereas I came out with just half a costume. Now I had kind of like a full costume my mom had presented. God bless you, mama. And then eventually it was just like so much fun because we got scared on a haunted house day where we was trick or treating somewhere else with my cousin and my other cousins. So
That's super cool. I cannot do haunted houses though.
really,
I am
Why?
a big coward. That's why. God. So I go, or I used to go to Kings Island all the time with my friend. She's cool. I'm not gonna name names, but me and her would go to like Kings Island a lot. We would
Nice.
go a lot because it was the summer, and we would go there and all that. But we went there for one Halloween.
Okay.
Also, I'm not a big fan of roller coasters. I just can't ride them. The big ones.
Jump in
the
the
big
bandwagon,
ones
bro.
that are
Jump in the
up
bandwagon.
and down. But, just another show of my cowardice. she's left me holding her purse before as sort of a way to kind of like poke fun at me. It's like, okay, you got to hold my purse. So I was like, okay.
It just sees you.
Yeah, either that or like trying to make me do it because obviously it's a little embarrassing if I'm sat there holding her purse. But
I got yeah. I got you.
But we went there during Halloween, and I'm a big coward, and they were like, "Come on, do the haunted house with me and stuff." I was like, "No, no, I'm not doing that. Please, no." And she
no.
She was making fun of me and stuff, but I'm a big coward when it comes to all that type of stuff. And then we did go into one because she eventually got me to do it. And I was like, it wasn't scary at all. It was actually
Not
lame.
really. Yeah.
It was like one of the ones for like younger kids, and like I was worried going in. I was like, it was boring. But
man, I feel you on that. But straying away from the aspect of just trying to scare. We're gonna get back to scaring people. I have a great story for that. But before I do that, you guys, I want to ask a very interesting question to you, Anthony.
Okay.
When it comes to celebrating Halloween or going trick or treating, can you recount how much candy you may have gotten from trick or treating? Did you get a lot?
So when I go trick or treating,
mm-hmm.
oftentimes my parents would give me a pillowcase. They wouldn't give me one of those things. Well, sometimes they did. I've also gotten those little pumpkin things or whatever.
Right.
I also sometimes brought a pillowcase, and it would oftentimes be like that Halloween candy. Could last me a long time, but obviously I ate all the good pieces like towards the beginning, and then I was just stuck with candy I didn't want.
Bro,
so
I'm telling you, the last time I even had a full bag of Halloween candy, it was from a Halloween that I went with my brothers and my sister. Well, with my brother and my sister, and we had just got back from our usual Halloween. It was nice. I'll tell you another story about one of my brothers in a minute. I remember, you're not gonna believe me when I say this, bro. I had got Halloween candy. It was around October, probably about 2-3 years ago. And my mom, after we had went Halloween, the next day we went to the dentist. And you know, sometimes having to go to the dentist sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get your teeth pulled out. You know what I'm saying? Part of your wisdom tooth. It's not gonna feel good. But we had went and I got a toothache or something, but I remember they just kind of like just went ahead and did all the usual stuff. My teeth didn't get pulled out or anything, which was good. But your teeth sometimes or your mouth can feel really numb, so you kind of like need to ease up a little bit, not eat too much of what you want to eat, right? What if I told you I ate all of my candy, all the rest of my candy, that same day, later on that day, I ate all of it. And that's, all the numbness from my mouth went away.
From eating all the candy?
Yep. It's not healthy.
Was that like
let me know,
right
you guys,
after,
not healthy.
Or what?
That was right after going to the dentist. Came back home, ate all my candy. The numbness in my mouth was gone.
Was your mouth hurting from that?
No.
Okay.
I just had to eat on the side, and then that's the numbness is kind of like just it was like as if like I transformed into a different form of my life or being, and yeah.
So it probably could be attested to the fact that you kept having blood circulating and stuff because you kept moving it. Maybe it just got moved away, the numbness, because you kept using it or something. I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, do you have any other stories?
Yeah.
Wait. Nah. Never
Were you
mind.
going to tell you going to tell a story?
No, I was just gonna talk about how some of the people on my block, they would dress up their houses so nice. It was so cool. One of the houses down the street would have Monster Mash play all the time.
Okay.
It was fun.
Monster Mash. That sounds so
You do the mash. We'll do the Monster Mash.
Yes.
That one.
Yes. Yes. I ain't gonna lie. Halloween be having some pretty dope themes though. They be having some really, really great songs. I ain't gonna lie. Like the songs, the customs, the traditions of Halloween it's great. I will say also
Mhm.
adding for some snacks around where I previously stayed at before I recently moved in July of 2021. There were all these like popcorn balls. I mean, it's
Popcorn balls.
yeah, popcorn balls, and it's like caramel on them, and it's really good. You just
So it's
bite
like
into it.
it's yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's good. And then they had apple cider. There was somebody who had a haunted house design for like you can get popcorn balls, just candy too,
Okay.
and you also get apple cider, and it would be really warm, and it would taste so good. So shout out to those who live around in Forest Park. Y'all are awesome.
By the way, I
um,
love apple cider.
Apple cider is so good. It can never go wrong. You can never
Yeah.
go wrong.
Uh,
You can give us some cake.
yeah, especially since we're in the Northwest, it's just
Yeah.
we get the apples.
Mwah.
So there we go.
Yes.
Go
It's
ahead.
good. But yes, I do have a story, and this story is probably gonna have Anthony crying out tears. I don't know. He's gonna be laughing. You're gonna
Yeah.
probably be laughing when it comes to this story. Okay.
All right.
All right. And so once again, for my family that's hearing this right about now, y'all know the story. If you don't know the story, well, now you're gonna know on this podcast. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. I took my siblings to go trick or treating. My mom wanted me to go. I think I wore like a Golden State, like where
Gona State.
Golden State. Sorry, Golden State.
Golden.
Golden State.
Okay.
Golden. That's a Golden State, right? Okay.
Sure.
Golden State Warriors kind of like hat alongside with this blue fit that I was wearing. It's like it's not a hoodie, but it was like a really nice where you would have a zipper on there. So it was nice. And I came out and I took my brother, my sister, and my little brother. My little brother, he wore an X-Men costume, while my little sister wore a Sophia the First costume. Now, Sophia the First is a Disney Channel related character. X-Men, as we all know, is from the Marvel Universe.
What? Sophia the First?
Yeah, it's a princess character from Disney, like Junior or something.
Okay, got you.
So, and my little brother, I forget what he wore, but he went with us. And my mom's
Okay.
like, take him too. I said, all right, cool. He's of age, so whatever. So we go out, we're trick-or-treating, we're getting all the good candy, you know, whatnot. Everything is going good. Going really good, okay?
Sure.
And at some point during this story, or I would say this day of Halloween, there was a little boy, okay, that had this particular costume that looked pretty familiar. He's with his mom, and his mom, you know, she's just not thinking much of her son's costume, just allowing him to be himself and whatnot. And I guess he went with that character. So this little boy had a boil room outfit on.
Ew, what?
A boiling room outfit on that looked familiar. It's Michael Myers' outfit.
Oh.
Yes, boiling room. I have to show you a
Okay.
picture. Sorry.
I was confused on what you meant.
Boiling as in
Boiling?
Yes, boiling. Yes.
Okay.
Boiling room outfit along with this familiar mask, and he had an authentic Michael Myers mask, okay, bro?
Yeah.
Not to mention he was complete with having the knife, the signature knife that he uses as his weapon.
Mm.
And he's walking down, he's in character. This little boy is not thinking about, oh, I'm getting candy. He's thinking, oh yeah, I am full
I
on
am Michael Myers.
Michael Myers myself, right?
I am the danger.
Yes. He's probably what, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old at the time. So my little brother, and mind you, this is his first time going trick-or-treating, and he hadn't knew about it. I guess at some point my family played the film and he watched it or whatnot. Didn't think that he was actually real. That day, he felt Michael Myers was real, okay? So as soon as he sees him, he turns to me. I'm the big brother now, okay? And he says, Michael Myers? And I'm like, yeah, Hezekiah. And then afterwards, that little boy yelled out a scream. You would have had thought someone tried to kill him. Someone was after my little brother that day, and he is screaming. I mean, like, he is crying so loud to the point where I pick him up. I'm like, calm down, Hezzy. It's okay. It's okay. And he's like, ah! And he's holding me so tight.
Was that Michael Myers kid like chasing him or something, or what?
No, he just saw him. He just literally saw him. He was minding his own business, but he saw him thinking Michael Myers was after to kill. And so we see that. I'm like, calm down, Hezekiah, calm down. It's gonna be good. So I love you, Hezekiah. If you hear, I mean, he'll hear this probably within 4 or 5 years. He's still young,
Okay.
but to this day, I think it leaves a certain traumatic effect on him. He's probably not as scared now, but back then he was really scared. And so that happened. What makes the story even more funnier is the fact that I get back home. Remember how I mentioned about my cousin King from last time?
Sure.
From the last story I was telling with his daughters that we went trick-or-treating with.
Yeah.
He comes back over to our house where we had stayed somewhere differently this time around that year. He comes back in his car and he plays the Michael Myers theme music. He made it even worse for my little brother, okay? Comes back with the theme music, has a boring room outfit himself to wear for the costume. He has his own mask. He didn't have the correct Michael Myers mask, but he comes inside and my little brother is scared again. Leave me alone, Michael Myers. No, Michael Myers. No, Michael Myers. And I'm like, Hezekiah, calm down. So he comes inside. He's coming around. Like, stop, King, stop. And he's like, takes his mask off, cracks up laughing. And then he's like, to cheer my little brother up, he gives him like $5 for him to calm down. And it was one of those stories that I have to tell because it's, to me, to this day, it's so like, it's funny, but at the same time, if you're 4 years old, 5 years old, and you don't realize that what you're seeing is not real, I can't blame you for not wanting to cry. You had to cry. I'll probably be scared myself too. So, yeah. It happens, man. It happens.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So
can you relate to that story, or do you have?
I'm trying to see if I can. I'm thinking back to my little brother, and my little brother, I don't know. Me and him were both kind of more introverted, so it's kind of hard to make that connection. We went out for Halloween and stuff, but it's not like we ever took it very seriously. My parents were not too big on. Well, okay. We did pumpkins, we carved pumpkins. We did some decorations, I think, but in general for Halloween we didn't do too much. We just kind of stayed moderate, I guess. And my parents would always come with us for trick-or-treating and stuff, but there's no big like freak out over. Well, okay, I did remember seeing this one thing and it creeped me out. It was like some kid in like some mask and stuff. And I was like, what am I looking at? It just weirded me out. But aside from that, there was not really any freak out. And even that wasn't a freak out. It was just me being weirded out and wanting to walk the other direction speedily. Yeah,
but I got you.
Yeah, I don't know.
There were rumors around that time when I was taking my little brother out, or probably the next time around, where there were clowns, like there were literal clowns around certain areas that were killing people during Halloween for whatever reason. Did you hear about that story?
I heard those rumors. I don't know what's up with that.
I heard about that.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, because it was funny because people were so panicking. Like even people from my high school were like, "Man, we hope they I think they were referred to as killer clowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and they would come around, and the idea was that around Halloween season, they're coming to slaughter everyone. And so
I never heard that part.
I don't know if it was slaughter everyone, but they were just killing people. They were just mass serial killers, and they actually did exist. So around where we stayed at, everyone was walking on complete eggshells, going trick-or-treating around this time. And we were all like,
eggshells?
Be careful. Yeah, walking on eggshells in the sense that you got prepared for killer clowns to come at you and probably try to like kill you.
I've
but then
never
again,
heard
it was
that expression before.
Walking on eggshells is a. Oh, you never heard of that idiom?
No.
Basically, I forget how to explain what walking on eggshells means myself.
It doesn't matter that much.
But the point is, everyone was trembling almost a little bit in fear, but not to a point where we took it that seriously because it wasn't like they were around where we were from. It was around a different state, but everyone was like fully aware of the story.
All right.
So we're going around trick-or-treating, and we're just anticipating for them to come out like, yeah, we're going to hit, blah, 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 fight, or whatever. So none of them actually came around ever. None of them did.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I kind of like expected that nothing happened, but then again, you just never know. In this world, it's crazy, and it's completely unexpected. and you don't know when. I won't say your time is to go, but someone's is going to try to, take you out.
So I think this was around the time it became a thing. So I'm pretty sure those types of rumors were just that. They were just rumors, probably spread by some kids who thought it would be funny to start. Well, hang on. Wasn't
It came out
though?
years ago though.
It was like in the news though, wasn't it, or something?
With the killer clowns.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It
Oh,
was in the
that's-
news.
I don't know what to make
Yeah.
of that then. That's
Yeah.
very concerning.
It was concerning because
But I do
yeah,
think it was
hot
out
topic.
around in the time of it. So that's just weird.
Mm-hmm. There was killer clowns going around, and they was looking to. Yeah, it existed, but it didn't exist where I was from, so that was a good thing. And we just moved around, just did what we wanted. Always made sure to keep my family safe and sound. But we had some good moments. We had some really good moments just hanging out with our friends, and I took them with us. So we went all over the place. Sometimes they would be like, "Can we go back home?" I'm like, "Yeah, just wait. Okay, we gotta get some more candy. Okay, get some more candy. Hold your horses."
Hmm.
And so there was this one haunted house I'll never forget. And this girl, this lady woman, she even herself, I don't know if she was a witch. Granted, I still do not know if I'm telling the truth when I tell this.
Huh?
But I don't know if she looked like she was a witch. Like she looked like she was under that sorcery kind of like, I'm about to turn your life and
Wasn't she
tell you
supposed to
something.
look like a witch? It was during Halloween,
She
yeah?
just looked kind of like gothic, maybe a little goalies. It's hard for me to describe
Turns
it when
out
it comes
it's
to Halloween.
just a regular Wiccan. I don't know.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
But I just remember she had the candy that she had eyeballs. And like they had like it was eyeball basically gum. How do I know? I tried it. And I
Okay,
tried it,
Okay.
and the more I kept moving it moving the gum in my mouth, I was like, "Yep, I'm spitting this out." I'm not
You didn't
trusting
like
this.
it?
Nah, but there's a thing about Halloween. They tell you the question they always hit you with is trick or treat. You got to be careful. My mom even said this from her or from my grandma. They would sometimes get every piece of their candy, take it to their mom or their dad or something like that, and check to make sure that anything was not being put into that candy. Because they can give you out candy from their houses, but at the same time still, some people out there are pretty strange. I'll say that.
Okay. So I remember my parents telling me this stuff too,
Mm-hmm.
but like, who's gonna do that? Why would you, like, especially if it's like some drug or whatever, why would you waste your drugs on some Halloween candy? Those things cost. They cost money. It ain't like you're just able to make them out of thin air. You still have to pay for something.
I guess it's told because to some degree in Halloween there are some unusual activity going around that you may find not too kosher. You're not thinking so much about everything. You just want to celebrate. But at the same time, in the case of celebrating, you also have to be very careful because some people just out there they just do things, man. They do things for whatever dumb reason. And if they're miserable, they're just trying to probably spoil the fun of celebrating Halloween.
Yeah.
And that probably may just be the purpose of why they always ask the question, trick or treat. And it's like, the treat is probably going to be good, but the trick could be that in the treat,
Where
the candy could be
do you know where that
not right.
that phrase came from? Because that's
That's a good
certainly-
question.
Trick or treat was like back in like it was a little after the founding of our nation, wasn't it? Maybe I should look this up. You know
That's
what?
a good question. Let me see if I can look it up on my phone.
Well, because that's such a long-standing thing, but I'm pretty sure Halloween is like it's mainly predominant in, or at least our version in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is me being rah
It,
rah.
it stands from
USA,
the old holiday that was considered called Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve.
That's
right.
what it was originally called before
But
they
that
changed
that
to
came from Europe, right?
I think so. Probably Ireland.
Does
or
it say
something.
that?
Well, it says the practice can be traced to the ancient Celts, early Roman Catholics, and 17th century British politics. Trick-or-treating, setting off on Halloween night in costume and ringing doorbells to demand treats has been a tradition in the United States and other countries for more than a century. We know that. Why you tell me this? We want to know where it does it
Probably
stem
the
from.
Wikipedia, right?
So, oh wow, it's been a tradition since the 1920s.
Yeah, I
Wow.
thought okay. That's not quite the beginning of our 1920s. Okay, you mean before that, right? Or do you mean that's when our traditional Halloween started?
No, Wikipedia be telling some lies, but this is what it's telling me. It said in North America, trick-or-treating has been a Halloween tradition since the 1920s.
Let me look at that. Cuz the Roaring 20s, that was a time of very economic prosperity, well, okay. It's hard for me to talk and look at it, but that was a time of like a lot of men and that was God.
It was a Celtic. It derived from the Celtics or people who.
The Celtics.
That's what it says from right here.
The Celtics are like the Sweden, Norwegian, all that type
medieval Europe. You were right.
Medieval Europe. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably modern day Halloween came from the 19th, but why? Because that was the time of bootlegging and that's what the Great Gatsby book is about because it's the
Interesting.
That's
right. With,
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. You're
with all the
absolutely right.
alcohol and the flappers and all that, which is such a weird time for Halloween to come out, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm.
We should do a follow up.
would be
just
interesting.
talking about that, maybe next small talk or something.
That would be interesting. Yeah, to go for a small talk. The next episode of this podcast, but yeah, man, this has been fun, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm definitely enjoying what we've been saying so far.
Me too.
During the
But,
Halloween stories.
You got anything else? Any other stories?
What about you, bro? I've shared like so many. Just try to dig down the rabbit hole and figure out what you want to say.
Let me think. So I remember another Kings Island story. I actually went with a group of friends. The same girl was there too, but we were going there during Halloween as a group. And in Kings Island, they will have people that go around, scaring people and stuff.
Yeah, they have a haunted house for Kings Island, don't they?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I obviously did not go there.
Yeah, I got you.
But I was one of the people. My group, a lot of them, they were all girls. I was the only guy there. And I was one of the people who wore that lanyard that said, "Do not scare me," because I'm just a little cowardly. But
Hey,
actually,
man, you had a caption on you. I feel you.
yeah, I think I was with this other girl, and we both kind of held that as like our crucifix. But
I cannot, bro.
but aside from that, I'm not too much is coming to mind. I mean, in general, I like Halloween.
Okay.
But I haven't historically like celebrated it that much. I never went to Halloween parties. Aside from like school things, but that don't count really.
Sure. I've been in school Halloween parties.
Yeah.
I've been to some.
Yeah, when I was younger. This one time, I guess I did Halloween with my friend. We just mostly hung out in the house and played a bunch of video games.
Yeah.
But in general, when it comes to Halloween, it's just never been too big on me.
What's your favorite Halloween candy you like to get? Like when you go trick or treating, you're like, I want to get that candy for the next time I go towards the next house and get that same candy because I love that candy.
So when I was younger, it was always Kit Kats. I was
Nice.
in love with Kit Kats.
They are so underrated, bro. Kit Kats are good, man.
I just always think
Oh.
every time you say underrated or overrated, I just can't help
Underrated.
but think you
They're
use
easily
those
what I mean.
words
What I mean when I
incorrectly.
say underrated, I mean easily overlooked candy. So like
But
sometimes
it's not,
no,
though.
because
It's one of the favorites.
it is a favorite, but it's not. But people will probably, but the majority of people will tell you maybe a Hershey's bar, a Snickers bar.
A lot of people would say
you
Kit
can
Kats.
say
A
Kit
lot
Kat
of people would say Kit Kats, man.
I don't know about that. I don't know too many people are that big of a fan of Kit Kats.
Well, maybe I
Maybe
know.
Paydays, too.
I know more Kit Kat
And Milky
lovers.
Ways.
So Milky Ways.
Milky Ways are underrated.
Who's having Paydays and Milky Ways over Kit Kats?
I ain't say that over Milky Ways. I'm sorry. I ain't. I'm not saying that over Kit Kats. I got my words tongue-tied now.
Okay.
No, I ain't say that over Kit Kats or anything. I'm just saying like those I would consider to be also underrated. Is what I'm saying as well. He don't understand my terminology, you guys. Okay, on this podcast, I say what I want to say, and I understand what I mean. Okay, so in case you people are thinking like Anthony here with his brain and to judge me over my words, be my guest. But whatever.
You might understand what you're saying, but that doesn't mean I have to. I have no idea
don't
what
have
you're
to.
saying.
Okay, from now on, I'm gonna say easily overlooked. Something that people probably don't.
I would
take
still
into
disagree,
consideration.
but okay, it's more understandable.
To some degree, I don't think people go number one for Kit Kat. I don't think people go, that's the highest. I want to go for Ian Candy.
I feel like people go.
I think people go for Snickers and
they'll
Twix
go
and
for
stuff.
Hershey's. They'll go for
Yeah.
probably Snickers and like Reese cups, maybe.
Yes.
Reese's.
Those are the main ones I know that people will probably enjoy the most. I don't see nobody be
Kit
like.
Kats are up there too.
They're in the background a lot. From what I be seeing. I'm from Cincinnati, so I see a lot of people
People in
oftentimes have
Cincinnati
more so
are like
Snickers
alienated
and
from the rest of
Butterfingers.
the world, where it's like everyone else loves Kit Kats, but not them
I don't know.
Cincinnatiers.
You can't say everyone else loves Kit Kats though. That's not necessarily probably true, but I don't know.
I'd like
whatever.
to think everyone loves Kit Kats.
You remember Crunch Bars?
Crunch?
Crunch Bars?
It's been a while since I had them. What happened to them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What's up with that?
Crunch Bars.
But I was wanting to say anymore, I would have Hershey's because this one time I took what is it called? A material science class, and we were actually learning how to kind of like make chocolate, but we were making it from chocolate chips, which interestingly enough isn't as direct as you think it would be.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
why. I can see why you would probably feel that way.
And the way it works is that you have to like do different things with the chocolate. You have to temper it and stuff. It's a very different process, and it's very interesting because we did all. I loved that material science class. Miss Hands, I love. I
love you, Miss
having your
Hands.
Class.
What's her last name?
I believe that's her name.
What's her last name?
I may have screwed up her last name. If it's not that, I strongly apologize.
I think you said Miss Hands or
I'm terrible with names.
something like that.
Miss Hands.
Miss Hands?
I believe so.
As in HANS?
HANES, but I might be talking about different
Haynes. That's
teacher.
not like Haynes.
Do not quote me on that. But I loved her class because we did so much stuff. We melted down metal once.
Nice.
And made it into like molds and stuff. One of the molds was a Lego man, and that was fun. We blew glass, which you think would like get in your eyes or whatever, but we were safe. We had all that.
Y'all use materials for it, right? Like certain like different things when y'all was blowing it?
No, we heated it up.
Okay.
We heated it up with like a Bunsen burner, and then we blew into it, and it would expand and then sometimes explode. We had the freedom because it was they only allowed juniors and seniors in high school to take that class.
Wow.
He had a lot of freedoms with it.
Were you a junior or a senior when you took that class?
Yeah, I was like a senior, and that was one of the best classes I ever took. It was so fun as well as informative because my dad, he's a chemist, so I have somewhat of an interest in science as is. But that class was so cool. I once remember. So one of the things we were doing was like copper coating different metals, and we did it in an interesting way. We had a copper wire as well as or something copper as well as like it. We put it in. I think it was water, and the idea was that the anion or whatever. The idea is that the negative charge from the copper went over to the metal, which was positively charged in comparison, and so it would copper coat it.
Okay,
and
got you.
I did that lab, and she strongly encourages that we try to do experiment new things beyond the labs because that's where you really learn. And so I was thinking to myself, what else can I copper coat? So I just started to copper coat everything I could think of. I copper coated one of those Lego men that we made from melted scrap and stuff. I And I did another thing. I copper coated a soda can, like a Coca-Cola soda can, and that one was interesting. That one actually ended up like it became a reaction much more than everything else that would copper coat, because it started fizzing and stuff, and like it was like
this can had like full like drinks in it.
No,
like,
it had nothing.
It had nothing in it. That's what I was going to ask at first.
But,
yeah. Okay.
The hypothesis was maybe, or my hypothesis was maybe it was having to do with either the paint or something. But it's interesting because I accidentally stumbled upon, while thinking about all of this, what happened if I put salt in it. Oh wait, it wasn't water. It was copper sulfate. Copper sulfate, which was blue, and we melted it down. It actually grows into crystals, but we had it in its liquid form, and that's what we used to change it over. And that mixed with salt actually made a bigger a reaction that would have the
Did it explode or something?
No, but it fizzled up, and it was like really interesting to watch.
Oh,
and so it would eat away at that metal, I believe.
Okay.
And so because I remember distinctly when I did it on other metals with the salt, it was fizzling and stuff, but I didn't make that connection. I wish I did, but then I went back on it and was like, no, it was probably the paint. Which it also was.
This is interesting.
I'm pretty sure. I love that class. Maybe I'll have a little science episode because I'm big on all that type of stuff. But
I'll try my best to chime in on some science, but you know, your little boy.
Maybe I'll bring my dad in, or that teacher
in,
because I love those. Maybe,
yeah, man. Yeah, that's nice. That's honestly, bro, that was really fascinating to hear about, because I think, quite frankly, no one truly hears anything that's fun about science sometimes. I'm just being honest. But with you, the detail there, I'm like, man, I wish I was a part of that class. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Really cool
I'm so invested with what you just said just now, and I'm like, bro, if I could go back to your school, I would. But you know, chances are that's been 4 or 5 years in the making, but it's already done past.
Material science is really interesting too. It's a lot
like
different than you would think, but yeah. I was hoping that we could bring it back to Halloween and stuff, because it's going to be a fun time and all, but just make sure you stay safe out there, you know?
Yes, please, you guys. With that being said, you ready to wrap up, bro?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All y'all stay safe, trick or treat safely. Don't eat syringes in candy.
Can I sing the song, please, before we go right here and get towards the
Can I tell you no? Is that an option I have?
Can I say at least 2 lines from the song?
You can say half a line. Half of one line.
Trick or treat.
No, there you go. That's enough.
I can't say give me something good to eat.
Hurry up.
Trick or treat.
Speed it up.
Give me something good to eat.
5 times
if
speed.
You don't, I don't care.
There.
I'll pull down your underwear.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, on that note, we will be seeing you guys.
All right, love you guys. Check out our podcast on different platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts. I think we're also on different other platforms as well. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter,
If you can
Instagram.
find a podcast there's a possibility we're there. So.
And we're also on YouTube, of course. This will be on YouTube. Another thing is King Life. We are out.
See you guys.